Can we please have a discussion about Jake Tapper's book?
Jake Tapper's book,
Original Sin. I've seen you be quite outspoken about this, Charlamagne.
Well, I was outspoken about it before I read it, in typical Brilliant Idiots fashion. Okay. But what I said still stands. There's not nearly enough accountability from Jake Tapper in regards to the media's role in the cover-up of President Biden's decline. Because that's what the book is about. The book is about President Biden's decline, his cover-up, and his disastrous choice to run again. This, first of all, it's a great read. I'm not even gonna sit here and act like it's not a great read. It's the #1 book in the country. And it's #1 for a reason, because it is a great read, right? But all it did was give details to everything that we already knew. There is nothing in this book that over the course of the campaign, or even before the campaign, that a motherfucker like me didn't say. So, I said in 2023, Biden should drop out.
Just out of curiosity, Charlamagne, when you said that about Biden, did you receive any sort of scrutiny?
Oh my God.
Oh, you did?
Smoked me out, man.
What did they call you?
It was on MSNBC saying I was a Russian. I was spreading Russian propaganda. And I'm like, why? Because I got eyes? And you know what's even more fucked up about this book? In the book, it talks about, I forgot what the percentage is, but I think it was like over 60% of Americans thought Biden was too old. So I wasn't saying anything that was so out of the ordinary. I got eyes.
When all of us were saying these things about Biden, we were saying these things about the current administration, we were sharing our frustrations with the administration, you got labeled radioactive, Russian propagandist.
MAGA.
We got labeled extreme right-wing lunatics, right? Now, all of a sudden, you've seen but many of the liberal media pundits start to echo the same sentiments that we were saying for 4 years that we got criticized for. Now, we can't go, I told you so, because it's good that they're getting to this point.
No, we can definitely say that.
All right, let me say this better. The mature version of this is to not sit here and go, I told you, and go, well, it's good that you're here because now we can make the party a better place and you understand what people, well, we're not mature.
We're not mature.
So we got to have some
conversations.
No, we're not.
Listen, the back of this book says,
where's the apology to us, yo? What the whole corporate media apparatus on the left side had tried to make us radioactive for 4 years. Now all of a sudden they're doing this reversal where they're echoing the same talking points that they criticized us for 4 years. They're going on talk shows and referring to you and myself as these extremists. And now they're saying the same fucking thing.
Same shit.
But because they can make money off of it, all of a sudden it's okay.
You labeled us part of the right. Now it's time for you to say that we were right, okay? That's what the fuck it boils down to. And you know what Jon Stewart said that was so ill? Jon Stewart said, you're making money off telling us things
that we knew.
You should have told us for free 2 years ago because you're the fucking news outlet.
Forgetting about the fact how weird it is that the news is selling you a book about news they should have told you was news a year ago for free.
I got mad respect for Jake Tapper. You know what I'm saying? This ain't an indictment of Jake Tapper. All I'm simply saying is there is not enough accountability being had by the media. And you know what? I don't want to hear Biden lied to us all. You know why? Or the Biden administration lied to us all. That's not a good enough excuse. You know why that's not a good enough excuse? Because you got eyes. Because you got ears. And it was your job as a journalist.
Aren't you a journalist?
That's
you do
right.
Some fucking research?
That's right. The same way I can go on Breakfast Club or The Daily Show or Brilliant Idiots and say things like Joe Biden is too old. Joe Biden needs to step down. You should be able to say that on your mega platform. But you didn't. And guess what? If Joe Biden was president now, you still wouldn't be saying that. You wouldn't be saying that right now if Joe Biden was president. Listen, this shit says, the back of the book says, what the world saw at Joe Biden's one and only 2024 debate was not an anomaly. It was not a cold. It was not someone who was under or overprepared. It was not someone who was just a little tired. It was the natural result of an 81-year-old man whose capabilities had been diminishing for years. My guy, I was on ABC News with Jonathan Capehart. With Jonathan Capehart. I said verbatim, February of 2024, Joe Biden should not debate Donald Trump. He will get washed by Donald Trump in the debate. I said that everywhere I went, but I said it on a huge platform like ABC. And I said, because even though Trump's 3 years younger than Biden, he just comes off more youthful. And he got them motherfucking jokes and them zingers. He's going to run circles around Biden. It took for y'all to actually put him out there. And you know what they say throughout this book when they talk about the debate? Why did they ever put him out there? Who was around him that didn't see he wasn't capable of going out there? We not at the White House every day, Schulz. We're not even in the press conferences at the White House as journalists. We're watching on television.
So who was really president? That's what I want to know.
Well, but that's the good news in the book.
And who's the committee?
A lot of people, the lobbyists.
They call them the Politburo.
Yeah, yeah. What was the name of it? They had the Politburo. They called it
Politburo. It's like
and should there be some sort of punitive measures?
No. Well,
let me just get it all out. Okay. Should there be some sort of punitive measure, bare minimum accountability, but punitive measures, and then some sort of legislation put in place to stop this from happening again? We had a situation where someone that was holding the most important position in the world did not have all their faculties with them. Yeah. And the people around them hid it from the American people. This is democracy. This is not a dictatorship, right? Hid it from the American people and were potentially, allegedly, making decisions on behalf of that person. People we did not elect. People that were not democratically elected were making decisions for Biden and then giving him the responsibility of those decisions. To me, there needs to be some sort of punitive measures taken so that the next time something like this does present itself, they will be concerned about making those decisions because of the punitive measures.
I wonder about that, though, because isn't your team supposed to help you govern?
Help you, not do it for you, and hide the fact that you're not capable of it.
Yeah.
And that's what it appears has happened. Yes.
So, I mean, look, I'm not, I've read about half of the book. I think I have a pretty good sense of what it's about and what's going on. It's a disappointing read if you're a Democratic supporter, right?
Yes.
Like, it was a self-inflicted wound. They did it to themselves. It is true that his inner circle absolutely managed him and tried to put him in situations where he would seem most effective and present and vigorous, and shielded him from situations where we would have a better sense of really what he was going through. But I will say this, in the end, it played out like the way it was supposed to play out in a democracy. It should have played out earlier. And I think that's the fault, because at the end, there's a line in the book, so I don't know if you remember it, but after the debate, there's a woman who's like, God, they couldn't have found a fucking positive COVID test.
Positive COVID test,
and not put him out there, right?
I think it was Jen O'Malley Dillon.
Maybe.
Yeah, I said that.
But they put him out there, and America had the right reaction, which was, this guy
is not fit.
He can't do it.
For the position.
But Chris, I agree with you.
It should have happened earlier.
It happened when he got elected. I'm not even joking. From the moment he got elected in 2020, it should have been, look, we don't give a fuck what you want to do. Right. You're going to be a one-term president. You're going to be a transitional president. Let's start the process now.
But who's we?
But why are they still making that?
We that was covering up for him.
But but when I read this book, I'm like, there is no we, and that's part of it's good news and bad news.
But why should we even make that decision? I feel like sometimes the DNC has too much power.
They didn't have enough power in this. Nobody's.
This was all Biden.
This is Biden.
All Biden.
Ego. That is what's going on.
All Biden.
It's
what
Biden.
do you mean?
He wanted this.
He wanted this, and nobody stepped in.
He wanted what?
The run again.
No, I'm good. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Right. There was no secret backroom cabal of Obama and Nancy Pelosi and all these people.
That's right.
The problem was they respected him too much. So the dynamics as it's laid out in the book, and of course the book's ultimately through Jake Tapper's lens, but let's run with it. Is
so now we have to believe Jake.
Well, it's not just Jake. Let's not put on Jake.
After he did cover for Biden for 4 years, now we're supposed to believe him. But are you still doing cover?
There's a lot to criticize in the book.
No, he's not covering for Biden at all.
No.
Biden announced prostate cancer, then fucking step on this. I'm telling you right now.
Of sure, he's not covering for Biden, but is he covering for whoever was protecting Biden? My point is he's
nobody gets covered.
He's trashing them.
Trashing whom?
Everybody.
The
Politburo? What's it called? The
Politburo, which is like a play on a Soviet kind of leadership. This is the narrative in the book.
All I'm saying is, why do we trust you now?
No, it's a fair question, which is why I'm saying.
Lie to me once. Why would you not lie to me again?
Very fair question.
So why is this information true? It seems to me that now that Biden is of no use to the Democratic Party, that it'd be very easy to discard him and blame everything on him.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That's what they have to do, Schulz. And I'm pretty sure I've said this here on Brilliant Idiots before. Any Democrat moving forward, you have to throw Biden under the bus. Like, that's your first order of business. Like, you literally have to throw Biden under the bus, that whole old regime of the Democratic Party, everybody that was involved in that cover-up, that has to be your first order of business before we even pay you any attention.
Everybody's talking about the people around him, but it's like, he's your boss at the end of the day. And even if you think he's not capable, if he's telling you, hey, I'm capable, I don't want you to say anything, why are people upset at the people around him for listening?
How do we know that's true? To me, Biden's a company man. Like, to me, he was a lifelong politician. He knows the game. He waited his term. He got his slot.
I can tell you how that's true.
So it's like, I think he's down to do whatever they tell him to do.
That Politburo lied to him throughout the book. Like, they didn't tell him the real poll numbers. They didn't. They weren't telling him the real poll numbers. They were telling him that he could win. They were saying, oh, you're just outside of the margins. This is the typical, margin of...
Is that treason?
No, it's
lying.
Is it?
See, the president of the United States of America.
There's not a black and white lying situation in the book.
Yes, it is, Chris.
Like
people like Nancy Pelosi were literally saying, what polls are y'all feeding him? According to the book, there were Democrats around saying, what polls are y'all showing him
I've heard
that
this,
he thinks he can win?
I've heard this outside the book. And my sources will remain secret, anonymous or whatever. But like, I've heard that the people around him were just lying to him.
It's in the book.
Now, what advantage do they have by lying to the president?
Sucking dick, glazing.
No.
Top tier glazing.
Well,
grade A glazing.
Staying in power.
They stay in power.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
That is what concerns me. Their need, their thirst, their desire to stay in power. They propped up someone who is essentially puppeteered. To me, maybe it's not treason, but there's a form of corruption right there. When you are lying to the person that we democratically elect so that you can maintain in this position of power, that goes against the democratic process because you guys know that you're making these decisions. And now to just blame everything on Biden when he's fed false information from this Politburo, whatever the fuck you want to, they need accountability. We don't even know who these motherfuckers are.
Did you get to the point in the book, Chris, where Chuck Schumer went to his house?
Yes.
This is what really turned the tide. When Chuck Schumer went to his house, one-on-one, and just told him the fucking truth.
Oh, so now
showed him the poll numbers.
Chuck's a hero. Conveniently, all these people that run the Democratic Party are heroes.
So you know how you know Chuck Schumer fed them that information? Because there's a line after Chuck Schumer leaves his house where he said, Biden put his hands on Chuck's shoulders and said, you've got some of the biggest balls of anybody I've ever met. Get the fuck out.
This is a propaganda piece for the Democratic elites. How could you not see it? They are discarding Biden like trash. They're blaming all the problems of the Democratic Party on this one guy. It alleviates their responsibility.
I'm
not saying totally.
I don't think they come off looking good in this book. At all,
bro. Yo, I'm not even joking when I say this. It really make you feel like, oh, it's fucked them for the foreseeable future. I'm not even joking.
I don't think that they can continue with the current elites that are in power. I don't think with Pelosi.
They got to go.
They've lost the people.
They got to go. Trump pardoned NBA YoungBoy.
It's over.
I'm not even joking.
Wait, right now?
Yes.
I thought you pardoned Larry Hoover.
He did. And NBA YoungBoy.
Oh, it's done for Democrats. It's done for Democrats. Hold on. YoungBoy is free. He's not just free. He's free.
NBA YoungBoy. NBA YoungBoy gonna be on an arena tour.
Yo,
Democrats. NBA YoungBoy is gonna be on an arena tour this summer. I just told Chris this. These are culture wars.
Yeah, and the Democrats just don't know how to play culture. And you want to know why they don't know? Because they're not in the culture. They're in Ivy League institutions. They're on the Upper East Side of New York. They're handing out at fancy dinners. They're patting themselves on the back on golf courses. They are not in with the regular people. Now, you could say the same thing about Trump. You could say on paper the exact same thing about Trump and the Republicans, but then why do they keep doing this?
Because
they are in culture.
Because even if I'm
this is what you guys want. You want fucking partying.
Yo, you know what?
The point,
Some
Chris.
people do, Chris.
No. Chris is missing the point again. We're talking about strategy here.
Yeah.
All of the shit that Donald Trump is doing. Remember what I told you a while ago? You can rob the country blind as long as you just do a little something that makes people feel like you still in tune with what they got going on.
Put out the big, beautiful bill.
The culture should hold out for a
Chris,
slightly higher buyout than
Beautiful
fucking
bill came out yesterday.
young boy and Larry Hoover. Come on, man.
Elon Musk.
The big, beautiful bill. The big, beautiful
Yes,
bill.
big and beautiful.
Wait for it.
Yeah.
That gets your friends rich.
Yeah.
And it allegedly, I think it is. It's just going to bloat the government even more. People are going to ride this shit till the wheels fall off.
Elon Musk criticized it.
So, you know, I was like disappointed to see the massive spending bill, frankly, which increases the budget deficit, not just decrease it, and undermines the work that the Doge team is doing.
I actually thought that when this big, beautiful bill came along. I mean, like, everything he's done on Doge gets wiped out in the first year.
I think a bill can be big or it can be beautiful, but I don't know if it can be both. My personal opinion.
Elon Musk criticizes it, but you know what? No tax on overtime, no tax on tips. Anybody who got an overtime job or anybody got a job that they're making money on tips is like, that bill looks big and beautiful to me.
Listen.
They know how to play the game, bro.
You're right, but let me add another piece to that.
Please.
Who runs social media? Seriously, who runs social media? Say it.
Chinese or something?
No. Who runs the culture of social media?
Black
Say
Twitter.
It. Who?
Black Twitter.
Okay, so if I put out this big, beautiful bill that's getting all of this critique, Elon Musk, supposed to be a guy, comes out and says, yo, you're stepping on what Doge has done because this bill isn't going to do nothing but fucking put more money on the motherfucking deficit. All right, I know what to do to change the temperature. Let's pardon Larry Hoover. Let's pardon NBA young boy. That's going to get all the computers puting. It's going to wash all of this other shit out of the motherfucking ecosystem.
Now,
because nobody gets the computers puting like Black Twitter. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. It's not my fault.
Now,
Well, can Black Twitter raise its prices then? Because goddamn, man, like
You want tariffs? You want Black
Tariff?
Twitter?
No. What do you mean raise prices? You mean you want other people to be? You want?
if you're gonna distract by elevating somebody, make it somebody who deserves to be elevated.
Got it.
Chris, I'm with you. I'm not cheering.
Charlotte, what would you say? What would you say to somebody who goes, "Wow, that's what the Trump administration thinks of Black people? That all you got to do is give them these little tidbits, and then they'll look away from
It's
this
not even just
bill."
Black people. Trump understands the art of distraction.